Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about The Negro Artist and the Racial Mountain by Langston Hughes. Now, before I go into the summary and analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. All right, we have a lot to talk about here. Within this work, Langston Hughes is talking about black people trying to climb that racial mountain. The Negro artist. A lot of black artists have tried to, I guess, assimilate themselves into the dominant culture, into white culture, so that they can fit in. Because that gives them opportunity for money, that gives them opportunity for upward mobility. Fitting in helps you fit in. It opens doors, it helps you make money, it helps you sell tickets, it helps you sell your art. Within this work, there's a black poet that says, I don't want to be a Negro poet, I don't want to be a black poet, I just want to be a poet. And that cuts deep because, people, we just want to be what we want to be. We don't want to be associated or attached with some type of idea. If you're a Negro poet, well, you're always going to be talking about color and race. You can't explore any other thing like love or society, or because everybody's expecting you to be the Negro poet. So that type of poet that's always screaming at the top of your lungs, injustice, and these things need to be voiced. I'm not saying that they don't need to be voiced. It's just that this artist, to the writer here was saying that they don't want to be a Negro artist, and that makes a lot of sense because you wouldn't want to be a Negro doctor, or because, like, if you were a Negro doctor or a Negro lawyer, you would only I guess help or service black people. And if you're a lawyer, I would assume that you want to be a lawyer for everybody or a doctor for everybody, not just you know your particular skin color. So there's many levels to this. So the Negro artist here, there's the title has two parts of it. It's that racial mountain part and the Negro artist part. The Negro artist, I just talked about what that is. Now the racial mountain is just trying to assimilate, trying to climb a certain ladder, trying to climb the mountain to fit in. Doing the things that maybe speaking a certain way, dressing a certain way, looking a certain way, to make the dominant culture happy. And that will help you, gain upward mobility. You're going to keep climbing up the ladder as long as you follow the rules and stay in line. And what Langston Hughes is saying within this work is that we shouldn't do this. We should embrace black culture. Black people, wherever you come from, black culture in America. Now, there's different black groups in America today in 2025, of course. Thinking about people from Africa, people from the Caribbean, people from any country around the world that's black. He's like, to the black Americans, we can say the descendants of slaves, you have to look at what your culture is and invest into that. Find poetry that talks about that. Be true to yourself. Don't try to assimilate. Don't try to, play a role, but find art within your own culture, within your own color, within your own race, within your own being. Don't just do the things that you were told to do, but find something new within who you are, your identity. Because famous writers who were white in the past, they didn't focus on their color. When we look at writers in the past, from England, from Britain, from Europe, they wrote just for right. They wrote their works um, with inspiration, with their own muse. It wasn't about color or race or the struggle. It was them just being artists. And so Langston Hughes is calling out here for black people who are artists to just be artists. Find your muse, find the thing that pushes you forward, and invest into that. Don't just forget about your culture, because people need to know about your culture and your experience, because it's a different experience. In the black culture, food is different. The way we speak is different. The way we talk, yeah, the way we talk is different. Family dynamics are different, and it's interesting. And people want to know about that. Even white people want to know about that. The black family. How does that dynamic work? I mean, if black people didn't go into that, into in movies and things like that, in music and things like that, there's a lot of masterpieces we wouldn't have. There's a lots of literature we wouldn't have, lots of songs and things like that we wouldn't have. So when you share your background and who you are and your true identity, true art comes out, and things that people never heard of or never understood or never grew up listening to, now they can hear it, and it shows us how diverse and how complex the world is, because every culture, Korean culture, Japanese culture, Chinese culture, there's 54 countries in Africa, all those cultures, the Americas, there's several cultures in the Americas. Um, and if people didn't talk about their backgrounds and their cultures and their food, their languages, their family dynamics, their friendship dynamics, the world would be very bland. Now, again, in this work, Langston Hughes doesn't go that deep into it. He's really specifically talking to black people in America. Because, think about Harlem Renaissance. This is what the Harlem Renaissance was. It was black people investing into their lives, their music, their culture, their poetry, their literature, their short stories, their thoughts on society and how we can make it better. Or I mean, there's different people. Some people focused on slavery, some people focused on modern times, some people focused on looking towards the future, some people embraced the time that they were living in. And now we have a treasure chest of all types of art to explore, because you had the Harlem Renaissance, and Langston Hughes was definitely a juggernaut within the Harlem Renaissance. So the work really goes into that, focuses on that. Don't focus on the racial mountain. Don't climb the racial mountain. Don't just be a puppet. Don't just fit in to please the dominant culture. But be yourself. Be yourself. You're not a Negro artist. You're just an artist that is expressing art and giving your perspective on your culture, on who you are, and that will be true art. Because true art, no matter who you are, true art, people just love it. Because when we look at the Mona Lisa and we look at the Sixteenth Chapel, we look at works of art, you're not sitting there thinking about the skin color of the artist. You're like, man, that's a great painting. That is awesome art right there. So just be true. So that's all I have to say about this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.